We're back.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Sorry about that, everybody.
So what would I give and who would I give it to? Okay, I have an older brother, Perry, and he's my buddy. He's my best friend my whole life because he's like almost 3 years older than I am. And he has introduced me to so many really cool things over the years, and one of them is Weird Al Yankovic.
Okay, yes.
We have gone to a concert together to see Weird Al. Weird Al is coming to Edgefield in the summer, and he's also going to be in Seattle, and he's going to be in Wenatchee. I was online the other night because I wanted to get him tickets for Christmas to go see, and the three of us, him, me, and his son Jacob, to meet Weird Al. So it would be like the meet and greet, the concert, first 15 rows, the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
The tickets were really expensive, but I looked at my husband and I said, "But we get to meet Weird Al." So he's like, "Well, if you want to." But then they're all sold out. So it's like, oh man! Even I finally kind of got myself all psyched up, and I should have done it sooner. Like as soon as they put those tickets on sale, I should have jumped in and just got them.
Oh yeah.
So it's not that they were completely unavailable, but like the Seattle show didn't have any. That was the Saturday night, which would be easiest for us to get to. They didn't have any VIP tickets, and the actual just concert tickets they had were lame. And so it's like, I don't want to do that.
It wasn't everything you wanted it to be.
Yeah, it needs to be.
I think you should just tell them that's what you were thinking. Say, I have a gift for you. But
this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah. He'd appreciate
in theory, I could still get Edgefield tickets, but the problem is that it's like on a Wednesday night, and I do not have any guarantee that I can get off work on time.
Right.
So,
yeah. What month is it in?
It's in August.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, and I've already put in my vacation for that.
So what are you doing for vacation next?
We're going to take Mike's mom and dad to.
Oh, that's the Canada trip.
And then I haven't got any firm plans yet for. I'm taking 2 1-week vacations, and so we're not sure what we're going to do in October.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But you know what? That's such a thoughtful answer, though, for a brother. And it's something that you all would have loved.
And I would love to meet Weird Al because he is one of my heroes. He's hilarious.
You know
He's a genius.
I think you should write a letter.
Just write him a letter.
Al, if you're listening, we have a very special guest here tonight who loves you so much, who would love to take her nephew and brother to one of your concerts, preferably the one in Seattle, and meet you. So if anybody out there knows Weird Al, please give him this message from us.
Thank you.
Wouldn't that be crazy if somebody did?
And another thing is, if I ever won like a huge lottery, I would just bring my favorite bands to the Columbia Theater and just invite everybody. So wouldn't that be fun?
Oh yeah. Maybe he'll come to the Columbia Theater.
That'd be really cool. But I'm not going to hold my breath. But it would be. He sells out. People love him. I mean, it's just true. He's hilarious.
I actually had I love music. I think music is medicine, and it's around me all the time. The first thing I do when I get home is I turn my music on. But on my bucket list, because I've been trying to do my best to check a few things off my bucket list, is I've always wanted to see Elton John. So he's got his last tour right now. Tickets are on sale. They're probably sold out now. But in Portland in January, I believe. So we were so excited about the thought of it. And they're like, $1,200.
They're insane.
And so I said, no, not going to happen. But I wanted it to happen.
You know what? I was really lucky. I got to see Elton John. No. I haven't seen it. He's way past my price range now. But in the 80s, when he did the I'm Still Standing,
yes,
I went to see him in concert. Back when you could afford a ticket. I think the ticket was less than, probably only like $30, maybe $40 tops. And I got to see Elton John in concert, and he is an excellent showman. I mean, he's one of those right up there. You know, some people give a good show, but he gives a fantastic show. Yeah. Another person who may surprise you if you've never seen him live, excellent showman, Huey Lewis.
Oh, really?
He puts on the best show. Oh my gosh. And the original Styx. Excellent show. That's how I met
Styx.
Ray Baker. Or really connected with, I bonded with Ray Baker over Styx.
I love. Did you see him here at Ridgefield? Where'd you see him?
Yeah, no. I won tickets on the radio in the 90s. Early 90s, I won tickets from KLYK.
Oh, I'll be darned.
And so it was a free show, and it was down at the racetrack. It was outdoors at the Portland Meadows.
Oh, okay.
And it was really hot. And I just remember that it was a beautiful night. The sun was setting. It got just perfect. It was all like seating on the grass. And their show was phenomenal. It just
I
It blew
know.
my mind. It was
Don't
so
you
good.
love those times when you walk away and you think, oh, what a great experience.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm watching it,
Yeah.
and I'm never going to forget it.
Yeah.
I took my son Kalani to because I like Journey and Def Leppard.
Yeah.
That was kind of,
Yeah. Yep.
And so I took him to Journey and Styx in Ridgefield, thinking
Yeah.
he was going to love Journey, but he ended up loving Styx better.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we went. The concert we saw with them was Styx in Kansas, so Kansas opened, and that was more or less the original group too, and they were great. But then Styx came out, and I'm like, boom!
Yeah.
It was so amazing. It made me just love them so much.
I love that you love music.
Yeah.
Like that too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anybody living or deceased, who would you love to sit and have lunch with?
My dad. I would love to see my dad again. I hope there's a heaven. I hope he's there.
There
I
is
hope
a heaven.
I get to see him.
There's a heaven.
I believe it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But you have to have hope. You have to have faith. You have to have love, and I have all of those things. So I am looking forward to that reunion.
Oh, that is so. Did you hear what she said?
Yeah.
Her dad.
He's been gone since I was 5.5.
Wow.
He loved me so much.
I'm sure of it. I am sure of it.
Yeah.
Oh, so did he live here?
No, we lived in Oregon. He was from Oregon. He met my mother. My mother had been previously married, and he had been previously married, but his wife had passed away of cancer. And my mom was babysitting for one of his brothers, who lived in Kelso, and that's how they met. So,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
So,
What do you
thank
remember
goodness.
about your dad?
My
What is it?
dad was he was very sick. He had emphysema, COPD, whatever they were calling it back then. And so I have memories I remember that he was always the person that took the pictures. He was never the person behind,
Yeah.
that got his picture. I don't have any pictures of myself with my dad, which makes me very sad.
Yeah.
But he liked to take pictures. He adored me. I remember that.
I can see that.
He was very,
yeah.
very a man of faith. I have my faith from him. He taught me my religious faith, my belief in God. And I just remember going to our uncle's house. My uncle lived out kind of in the country and had cows and garden, and we'd go and get the milk, and my uncle would send us home with this fresh milk. It probably wasn't even pasteurized or anything. It was probably raw
Right,
milk.
yeah.
And I survived. Here I am.
There you
Good
are.
immune system. So
So do you have family here still in the area?
well, my mom has passed. My brother, who I'm very close to, lives in Vancouver.
Okay.
Um,
Is he the one you want to take to
yes,
Seymour Down?
my
Okay,
brother Perry,
okay.
yeah. But yeah, other than that, I'm not really any family to speak of. Other than Mike's mom and dad are still here.
Oh, okay.
So once they're gone, I don't know what we're gonna do. I'd love to live by the ocean. We'll see what happens.
So where? What,
I
what
don't
ocean?
know.
Any ocean.
I love Seaside. I think it'd be fun
Yeah,
to live
yeah.
in Seaside. But
Yeah.
I also really like Santa Cruz, California.
Oh,
Have you been there?
I have been there. Yes.
Okay, it's just.
I was going to say San Diego would be also a very beautiful
no, I like
place.
Santa
but
Cruz. I love that area. My son briefly was in Monterey, and so we got to experience that little, whatever that bay is called, Monterey Bay.
Right.
And just that little
it's
curve.
beautiful.
I loved it. It was so much fun.
Always the weather's usually very nice there.
always
but
pleasant, yeah.
Always summer.
Not
always
super
summer.
hot. Just it's always pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If in fact you gave your kids any advice, what are some of the things that you've given them advice about,
Oh, my.
or quotes, or
I think one of the most important things that I gave to my daughter was just because you've driven into something doesn't mean you can't back out. So because there are times where she got married, and then a year later she got divorced, and she was just so upset, and she was like, I don't want to disappoint you. And I said, you know what? You have to do what you went into something and you realized that it was an error. It's okay to step back from that.
Yeah.
As difficult as it is, I was training. I went to college, and my idea was I was going to be a teacher. I was there 5 years, had 2 babies. I was in student teaching, and changed my mind.
oh,
So
yeah, you did,
right at
because
the
you're not a
last minute, yes. I mean, it was like the last quarter. And so, just because you're headed down a road, going
Yeah.
a direction, doesn't mean that you can't back up.
Right.
And so that's probably,
But that probably gave her a lot of relief because she didn't want to disappoint you, and I think that to her was probably, if you understood or helped her
Yeah.
through that.
yes. Yeah.
That's really good advice, and probably no regrets. It
Yeah.
probably goes hand in hand with that.
And then you want to hear what I get my best advice to
I
my
do.
son?
I do.
Okay, so my son, poor guy, he had he had been engaged 3 different times, twice to the same girl, and you know, the ring, the whole spiel, and then they flake out on him and he's not engaged anymore. And so finally he was depressed, and I said, son, you need to find somebody who respects your heart, who really respects your heart, because I didn't feel you know, people are young and they're dumb and they just, you know, they don't realize that they're trampling on your heart.
Right.
And so he finally found and married somebody who respects his heart. So he is happily married now.
So let me ask you something, because that's really good advice about somebody that respects your heart. Because it's one thing to say, oh yeah, this is the person for the rest of my life, but saying it's one thing, but how did they show you?
Right.
Or how do you give that, and how
How do you know?
accepted?
Yeah, how do you know?
Because look, you and Mike have been together since high school, and
Yeah.
you've been married all these years, happily, obviously.
Yeah.
Anyone
I mean,
that
we
can
have our times. I mean, everybody does.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Everybody does. But I do believe too that if you're in a situation or relationship that isn't working, there's probably a lot of people that feel like, well, I'm already in it, I might as well just stay. And really, that's like saying, I don't know. I just feel like even in
You
work,
can't back out. You feel like you
Yeah.
can't back out. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of reasons why people don't, you know, like if they're in that position, why they would just stay or whatever. But, you know, people,
Yeah.
probably if there had been kids, my advice might have been a little different, but there weren't. And, you know, and it was okay. You know, it's like, and ultimately and that's the main advice I give both of my kids is, it's not my life to live, it's your life to live. So you've got to follow what you know is right. And I'm your mom, so I love you.
Yeah, and
You
what
know,
makes you happy?
They would have to do something really egregious for me to say, that's it, I'm done with you, you know?
Yeah, and I'm sure that you're a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week mom, always.
Oh yeah, I never stop being their mom.
Oh.
And that it drives me crazy because it's just, I have to have something to dote on, which is why I have a
Me
dog.
too. Well, I have 2. And I always tell my kids I'm available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call me anytime, no matter what. And, you know, they do.
That's good.
And I want to be available to them. And but, you know, we're parents because, you know, God gave us these beautiful children to parent. And I do know some people that are parents, but they're part-time parents. And it's, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I guess everybody's different. But like today I was over at the Dollar Tree, and there was a mom, and she had her little boy with her. He probably was 3 or 4 years old in the cart. And I listened to her speak to him because he was a good boy. But she was giving him attention and speaking with respect,
Right.
but they had such a good dialogue going, and I even
Yeah.
stopped and said, I just want to tell you that I've been listening to you with your son, and you're a wonderful mother. And she just said, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I do believe that.
I should do that more often. That's a good thing to do because moms need that. I mean, parents do in general, but you know, it's hard to be a mom. And most of the time I am drawn to the people who struggle because it was hard for me. I was only 19 when my daughter was born. We were young, we were poor, we had stress, and you know, I wasn't always my best self when they were really little. And so, you know, to see other people struggle, it's like it's so easy to judge people, but if you haven't lived through it or been in their shoes,
Right.
you have no idea the stress that the people are under.
Right.
And so I always try to be positive with people that are struggling, but it's also nice to give that reinforcement to somebody who's doing a good job.
Yeah. Okay, so if you were not if working at Fiber Federal, let's say, and I know you love your job there, what occupation would you love to do?
Oh my gosh, that's always something I think about, and I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe
I know it's probably not a teacher.
karaoke night. You know, I would love
Yes.
to be able to be a karaoke person.
Yes.
I love doing that. I never get to do that
Okay,
often
well that's
enough.
interesting. Now, do you also sing karaoke?
No, I'm a great singer. I am not as shy about it. I
Well,
like to sing.
if I would have known that, I would have brought a microphone and said, "Turn that jukebox on. Let's listen to her sing."
You want to hear the most
Yeah,
recent song
I
I
do.
sang? My nephew's 21st birthday was last week, and I did "Breaking the Law" by Judas Priest for his birthday because he likes metal.
Go ahead, jump in.
Yeah.
Breaking the law, breaking the law. Dun, dun, dun. That's a great song.
It was fun.
So where did you go? Did you go over to
Mary's, out at
yeah.
Mary's, yeah. That's where he wanted dinner, so we all met there and just he had his drinks. I don't drink
You're
alcohol.
so
anymore,
fun, Darcy. You are
But I'll
fun.
tell I gotta tell you an alcohol story. I haven't drank alcohol
Okay.
since 1998. I became a member of the Baha'i faith and we don't drink.
Okay.
But right before I became a Baha'i, my last 2 alcoholic beverages were 2 Long Island iced teas.
Oh.
Isn't that funny?
Oh, that is fun.
Yeah.
Did it hit you?
Oh,
as hard
it
as
hit me. I had no idea that it was going to do that.
I was a mess.
And then
That's
I just
why
haven't drank after that, but not because of those,
Yeah.
just because I made a choice in my life. But
Good.
ooh, wow, yeah.
I can't
ooh.
even smell.
I
Like
said I only had 2 drinks, you know.
Gosh.
They were huge.
Oh, it's horrible. Those drinks. And, you know, I was young then. Even if I drank them now, I'd be just as much of a mess.
I was
But-
20 years younger than I am now.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that we don't a lot, but
Yeah.
I can't smell tequila because tequila is, I think, one of the 20
That's one of those
alcohol-
triggers that makes people want to hurl. Yeah.
Oh, horrible. Yeah, no, that's not my thing.
That's funny.
I was going to ask you, so karaoke, well, you know, we could get you a part-time job out of Mary's if that's what you really wanted, but I don't know.
No, I love it, but my husband and I are opposite in a lot of ways. We have a lot of things in common, but that is not something he is into at all.
At all.
Singing or listening. So I don't really do it that much. I would do it more if I had more spare time.
Yeah.
But
You know
yeah.
what mine would be?
What's that?
Taking care of puppies.
Yes, that
Like,
would be
until they're
wonderful.
like 8 weeks old or
Yes,
so.
I love
Oh.
puppies. I love their breath.
Oh, I
love their little
know.
mushy faces. That's one thing about my dog BB is that her face still looks like a puppy face, and she's still her little muzzle's kind of short. It's not like
What kind of
like
dog?
she's a Heinz 57 mutt.
Nice.
She's got this cute little face, and I'm just like, your face, she's so cute. I get all my doting, I take it out on her. She just looks at me.
Don't we love
I just
our
kiss her
pets?
face.
So
cute.
sweet.
It's ridiculous.
If you're talking about, because you've been in this community for so long, when you look at Longview, whether it be you know, through the eyes of an employer or a resident, what is your hope for 2019 for our community as we
That's a
move
good
forward?
question. I would like to see, I know this sounds just goofy, but I would just like to see more people being more open with each other, like just more sharing and mingling and I don't know, just coming together and finding common ground and having fun together. You know, it's like, I don't know, I
Yeah.
just feel like there's a lot of divisiveness and I would love to see more togetherness and unity and, you know, branching out and, I don't know, just
That's a
kindness,
really good answer.
kindness and fun.
That is a really good answer,
Yeah.
Darcy. I really appreciate that. Is there anything else you would like to share with us?
Um,
Anything special? Anything on the horizon? Anything?
oh, wow. Just, I'm not ready for Christmas.
Oh, I get ready
mean,
like on the
it's-
24th.
I see, and this is I've been so busy at work that I feel like I'm ill prepared. So I do have some time off coming up, but I have some shopping to do and some decorating to do. And
Good.
so Merry Christmas, I guess. That's why I dress like this, is because I figured this was kind of Christmas.
Yeah, you look really good.
Wanna make sure
And I
everybody
did
knew.
not. I did
Happy
wear
holidays.
Ari Long colors.
I
though.
like the
I did wear Ari Long
It's
colors.
very nice. My husband would approve. We're lumberjacks all the way.
Oh, good. Again, 1986 graduate of Ari Long as
Yep.
well as
Alumni Association.
Yeah. Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do the booth at the 4th of July?
Yes,
Sometimes
we do.
that? Yeah.
Yep, that's one of our things that we do together. So.
Well, we would like to thank Darcy for being on the show tonight. Again, wonderful person.
Thank you for
Great.
hosting.
Oh, well, you were great because number one, you're really positive. I can literally feel your energy.
Thank you.
You know, and it's not very often that I feel that vibe.
I like
from-
to share that with people. 'Cause
Oh.
it's like, life is short. You know, we gotta boost each other.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, I bet it was fun having you as a mom. I bet your kids are very blessed as well as
At
your
the-
husband.
In retrospect, yes, they agree. They at the time it was we did have a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm
my
sure.
gosh, yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you in your endeavors with your work, and I'm anxious to have you back and hear about your trip to Canada.
Thank you.
With your in-laws.
I might just go
And,
skydiving at some point now.
Oh, please do.
I would love to do that.
Please do. And
I need to not be a chicken.
I think you
just
need to go to
do
Hawaii
Mm,
and
I
go to the
agree.
North Shore and parachute there.
it. Really?
Yeah, that's where I went. It
Okay.
was 14,000 feet.
That sounds amazing.
And it wasn't that expensive either,
Mhm.
but
Okay.
the view was absolutely stunning and the weather was.
I bet my husband probably wouldn't do it with me. He'd say, "Okay, come back alive."
Oh, but at least you could watch, right?
He could watch and cheer. Yep.
Yeah. Well, again, we'd like to thank Darcy for being here tonight. Next week, Laura O'Neill and I will be on the show, and we're going to be doing some questions and answers, and we're going to play a couple little games next week. And then she's also going to be reading
Oh,
a
cool.
Christmas
For
letter.
one of my patients that I take care of, she wrote the letter.
That's really sweet.
All right, so
She
Laura's
does it
going to
every
be.
year on the computer, and she's legally blind.
Oh
And she
wow.
has MS.
Wow,
Wow.
That's amazing. I've even had her make signs for work.
I think that's wonderful.
Wow. So next week, we're going to have Laurel and I, and she's going to read a letter that one of her, what'd you call them, a patient or one of
Yeah.
her customers?
Residents
Client.
wrote.
One of her residents wrote. And then we'd like to thank everybody for watching. We have a lot of people that are watching from England and the UK,
Wow, hello.
Seattle, everywhere, and a lot of local people watching too. So thank you for always tuning in to Live from Longview. We've got a really neat lineup going into 2019. People that are going to be on the show. And then we're also going to be having the candidates that ran for office that were elected. Brad Thurman for sheriff, John Hayes, Debbie Burchett as the new judges, as well as Jamie Inboden and Dwayne Daglich, new commissioner for PUD. So we're going to hold them accountable to what they said that they were going to do for our community. So we'll be interviewing them first quarter and holding them accountable to the promises that they made and how the community can help with them. I'd also like to give a shout out to everybody this Christmas season. If you're out there, please remember to give. Do not criticize for those or boast too much about the giving part in regards to gifts, but give of your heart and help somebody that you may know or may not know. So make sure to pass it forward. And again, I want to thank Darcy for being here.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. And we're excited to have you back after your trip.
Okay, I will give a full report.
All right. Anything else, ladies?
Shout outs?
That's it. Shout out. We'd
Oh,
like
I
to
know
give
some-
a shout out to her brother in Vancouver, her
Perry.
son in Georgia, and her daughter in
Portland.
Portland. There you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks so much for tuning in. Yes.
I just popped in to say good night.